Hello everyone, this is Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot, Astrology and Spirituality. Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, huge shout out to you, to all corners of this beautiful earth that we live in. So today I want to do a number of things. We'll do a Kipper reading on Putin. Let's see where he's at. We've had breaking overnight news around one of his close advisors, Alexander Dugin, whose daughter was assassinated over the weekend. It was actually, I think the car bomb was meant for him. Now, many people thought that Ukraine was responsible for this. No, they weren't. A group called the Republic Army of Russia has actually taken responsibility for this. And they've basically released a statement. Let me see if I can find it on my Twitter. I think I posted it to Twitter. It's interesting because it shows the support for Putin is evaporating as this invasion of Ukraine goes on. So an unknown Russian group claimed responsibility. This is according to the Kiev Independent, which is one of the major newspapers in Kiev, Ukraine. Unknown Russian group claims responsibility for murder of imperialist ideologue's daughter. You know, it's really hard to so much atrocity, isn't there? So much killing, so much war, so much hate, so much invasion of Ukraine. Anyway, let's move on. The National Republican Army in Russia is responsible for the murder of Daria, the daughter of Russian imperialist Andrew Dugin, former Russian lawmaker Ilya Ponomaryov said, forgive my pronunciation. He claimed that the group had authorized him to issue the statement, and this is what's really interesting. We declare President Putin a usurper of power and a war criminal who amended the constitution, unleashed a fratricidal war between Slavic people, and sent Russian soldiers to certain and senseless death. Okay, so it'll be an opportune time to look at Putin's fortunes. I mean, we just want him gone, don't we? Nobody wishes death on anybody, but we just want Putin gone and the invasion of Ukraine to stop and the Russians to get out of Ukraine. And we want peace. And that's really where we're heading with all of this. Also want to look at the week ahead for Trump, which is always an interesting reading to do at the beginning of each week, and also go to the Georgia investigation. And let's see if Lindsey Graham will be brought in to testify. He keeps appealing to higher courts, and let's see what happens, trying to fall back on his congressional protection. We'll look at Guiliani as well. Is he going to go the same way that Alan Weisselberg did? Let's not forget in all of this that Alan Weisselberg, as part of his plea deal, has to testify against the Trump org, which is being brought to trial in October in New York. So very interesting times. All right, let's start with a draw of having backgrounded what I'm doing today. Let's now actually go into the divination and connection with spirit. Let's take a look at what we need to know through the light, the secret language of light oracle cards, just one or two cards. For what we need to know right at this time, please, Spirit, right at this time. Interesting. Giving help to others. I saw an image of an elderly man being supported by a younger man. And here we have divine masculine. Interesting how the cards work. In some way this week we're being called upon to understand the needs of the divine masculine. Now, I'm just putting it out there. We talk a lot about the divine feminine, but the divine masculine is in. So we're being called upon to work with that. So the divine feminine is being called upon to work with the divine masculine. Now, that's not hard for the divine feminine at all, and it's not hard for the divine masculine either, because they work together and are spiritually connected in a union that probably our earthly selves don't really fully understand. We're being called upon to reflect on this and understand it. Try and understand it. Now we have channeling, so this is the direct link here to spirit that we all have. I want to thank those that support this channel in the many ways, whether that's from donations, in the ways that they can. Okay, in the ways that they can. Those who have sufficient will give what they can give. Those who are struggling will give what they can give. Thank you to all who give to this channel. Thank you all to those that have come back with such kind comments around my hand-painted tarot deck. Amazing comments, amazing support of that work. Okay, channeling, divine masculine, connecting up with spirit in a way that gives us enlightenment is possible this week. And we've also got light beings. I have felt, I want to get into the other reading, and I never try and make them long, but here we go. I have felt a really close presence around me this week. I have seen spirit out of the corner of my eye. I have woken up to feel, I always ask for protection when I sleep and to be given information that can stand in the light. And I've woken up to somebody almost like standing guard there and moving away when I wake up, and I catch them in my periphery, or I catch them as I wake in actual form. So there's a lot going on at this time, and if you have some strange things happening to you, be open to it. Be open to spirit is what I'm getting in these cards this week. Now, at the base of the pack, we have let your light shine. What is that? Let the light of your spirit shine. It is so unique in all of us, whether I'm here reading cards, or whether you're here listening, or whether you're going off to your workplace, or going about your business in your community, or interacting with your family, or doing the creative work that you do. Let your light shine. Let your light shine. And don't forget, in all this weariness that we find ourselves, or in this huge chariot-like pace of change, don't forget to live with joy, to live your life, to do something joyful. And we've got insight. So there is a potential for insight. What is that insight this week? There is only light. There is only light. That would have to be the most complex, yet the most simple statement I think I've made. All right, let's move on to the Kipper, and let's take a look at Putin. So I'll bring the laptop down for this. The main male is our signifier or anchor card. And what goes behind this main male is what has occurred in the past. The middle line is the present, and the line of cards closest to me is the future. So let's just tune into Putin's energy. Vladimir Putin being described from anything from a sadomasochist through to a maniacal killer that has the fragility of literally a madman. His brutality is renowned, and anyone who supports Putin, you're definitely not welcome here. Okay, so I mean, this person thinks nothing of killing babies. Okay, so taking away life, and of course he will have to atone for that in the afterlife and in this life as well. Okay, so show me Putin right in this moment. Show me his support or lack of support. Show me the plots and subterfuge that are around him. Show me how he's being advised. Show me the support from his closest military leaders. Show me the support from the former KGB. I think it's the FSB now. Show me his support from the oligarchs. Show me his position of power at this time. Show me Putin. So there's a cross sword. He is having to defend himself. It's like he's trying to fend off attacks, stand his ground. And I do see him, in a way, cowering under those covers. Now we have thoughts here, deep thoughts. To me, this illustrates maybe it could be on the assassination of Alexander Dugin's daughter, Daria. Is this a signal from the military leaders and the FSB and the oligarchs that they're closing in on him in a Caesar-like way? All right, show me Putin, please, in this Kipper right now. All right, okay, so we have here expectation. That's in the past. You know, there's old sayings, scholars who study authoritarian dictators who say they get to a point in their authoritarian rule where they have these unrealistic expectations. He chose a particular pathway out of an expectation. What was that expectation? That no one would stand against him, that he had ultimate power. And we have toil and labour. That pathway resulted in this absolute, he expected victory within 48 hours of entering Ukraine. And instead, he's been bogged down in this war where hundreds of thousands of Russians are dying in a senseless war, and that has driven Russia to be branded as a terrorist state. So we have the courthouse here. I want to say, this is the present line, I want to say that when I read on the nuclear power plant at Zaporizhzhia, I saw the potential for huge devastation, a nuclear explosion, and my kind of other self literally put the crystal ball down and said, I really don't want to see this in the future. I ended up by saying that if authorities in the Western world don't intervene right now, that accident will occur. Well, thankfully, the US released a statement saying any accident at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant will be deemed an attack on NATO. Why? Because that nuclear disaster would spread over Europe and NATO would then become involved. Putin then allowed the international... you can hear this huge sigh of relief, is allowing the international nuclear body to go in and inspect that plant. Courthouse, there is some kind of official declaration coming in some way. This is in the present line. Let's see what that is. Adjudication. So he is being judged. That's interesting. That is interesting. He's being judged in some kind of, yes, it's an international court. I'm not sure where the UN bodies and the International Criminal Court is up to in their investigations, but it seems like that's sort of sitting here in the present. Let's see what's in the future. Concern. Okay, so there's concern. I think there's senior members of the Russian military, FSB, oligarchy, those kind of I don't even want to use that word, those hierarchical kind of structures. Yes, Russia is an oligarchy, a militarized presidential dictatorship type of oligarchy. There's concern about Putin here. Something around communications. Ooh, imprisonment. So much concern. This is the future line. Now remember, I got to about February, early next year before something is actually done about him. I said July would be a key month for Ukraine, they would start gaining the upper hand. You can go back to my 6-month timeline on Ukraine and Russia and take a look at that. But we've got here in the future concern and imprisonment. Oh, this is also for Navalny as well, the opposition leader. He's imprisoned. And then we have thoughts. That's interesting. That jumped out. Thoughts around. Now, this is a woman in this card. Let's get a clarification on that. Okay, so this is around Putin's fortune. Could be putting his fortune into family. It could be his mistress, kind of dispersing his fortune and stealing. Okay, I know what's coming up for him. There's going to be ultimately evidence uncovered at how much he stole from, not just from the world, but stole from the Russian people. And they will imprison him if he's not, assassinated before then. So we have here family room, fortress. So he's very much imprisoned in a way in this fortress of his own making. Sudden wealth and great fortune, I feel it is coming out where his investments are. Ultimately, that will come out. And we've got mature man. This could be the bankers freezing, identifying, uncovering and freezing that. So we have here high honour and poverty, a fall from grace. We have mature woman and courtship and unexpected income. So it's going to come out ultimately that he spirited away billions from the Russian people. He's put that fortune into the names of, particularly I'm getting a draw to this mistress that he has, and he is going to be likely in prison, but I do get the coffin here and the community. So ultimately the Russians will end up seeing him as this false god, if you like, and they're going to turn on him. Now, how quickly that happens is another question. And if I go back to that timeline, he's going to probably struggle on until at least February, but he probably it could be that I don't know whether he dies in prison. I've seen him being assassinated, so I will go with that. In prison could be he could wake up one morning and find himself under house arrest, for example. All right, or restricted in some way. This could actually be going on now, some kind of restriction. Okay, let's go to the week ahead for the other would-be thief and dictator. I like to say, criminally investigated Trump. Now, that is on the search warrant. And when the DOJ went in, they are investigating a criminal crime. They are investigating a crime. So let's go to the criminally investigated Trump. Show me the week ahead for Donald Trump, please. Show me the week ahead. I kind of feel like this is it's like we've been in a war. So we have the Page of Wands. We've got something coming out. Yes, it did come out last week. There's all sorts of things that came out, including that the DOJ has surveillance, Mar-a-Lago surveillance footage. Okay, so the week ahead for Donald Trump, please. The week ahead for Donald Trump. I'm picking up Four of Swords energy. We wouldn't know just how cornered this person is. Week ahead for Donald Trump. So So we have here the King of Cups. Biden's popularity is trending upward. The number one concern for Americans, the majority of Americans are concerned about the threat to their democracy. Where do they turn to? They turn toward the stable leader. And we have the Hierophant, the government. So Biden's in the frame here. The Biden government is in the frame here. This is also Merrick Garland. He's also a Scorpio. The Hierophant is the courts. We have here the Tower card. This is a huge week. I'm wondering if an indictment's going to be forthcoming this week with that Tower card. That's at the foundation. Now we have here the Page of Cups in the past. That's like news or something that we weren't expecting that comes out of the blue. This is also, I maintain, he's trying to do a deal with the DOJ. Okay, maybe that'll come out later. Now, when we say a deal, he thinks if he doesn't run, all of this will go away. No, it could be something like, house arrest as opposed to jail, which is probably what I've seen. So the Two of Pentacles here, this is kind of having to make a decision. He does have to make a decision about whether he, is this the hill he dies on? Or does he want to make a decision and do something else here? Choosing which ship is going to come in safely to harbour. He's looking at all his options this week. Now we have here the Six of Wands. This is the Victory card. That's in the immediate future. Now it's paired with the foundation being the Tarot. The Tarot is great. Tower. Paired with the Tower. This to me goes back to January the 6th. I think we're going to get some huge news around this January the 6th investigation. He is thinking about winning, how he can win, what's the best way forward for him. But the Tower card, as I said, is like the earth-shattering misfortune. It breaks down, it changes your life. It's like a 360. Let's have a look at the here and now, the Nine of Swords. Yes, he is. He is anxious. He is worried. And we have the High Priestess. He's worried about who is going to rat on him. He's worried about who has flipped. He's worried about his secrets being revealed. In the hopes and fears, we have the Three of Wands. So what does he fear? He fears foreign connections with foreign bodies here. There's a real, this is the Raphael Light Tarot. If for those that are wondering, I use the Secret Oracle of Light and the Kipper cards by Cairo Marchetti, just called Kipper. So we have here, this is sort of reminding me of a smuggler in the hopes and fears, smuggling. What did smugglers do? They bring in unauthorized things and they sell things. So another thing that he is frightened or worried about in the fear position is his imparting onwards some of those state secrets. Now we have here the Chariot card. That Tower is coming quickly for him. He does have to make a decision. What is that decision? I have to say, he has to make a decision whether to leave the country. That's what I'm getting. That is what I'm getting. And we've got the Ace of Cups for a new start. Now, at the base of the pack, we have the Ace of Wands. So he has a plan up his sleeve. Here is that Page of Wands. What did I get here? Oh, yeah, the Page of Cups. There are children here that he is concerned about. Here he is, the King of Pentacles. He's concerned about his money. And here we have movement of some sort. I definitely think that he is trying to escape from the truth. His thoughts are thinking of how can he get out of this? How best can he get out of this? And what's his contingency plan? So when I read on this, people say, well, will he leave the country? Well, I've done several readings that show that it is uncertain whether he would actually be able to get that far. So we'll ask again. So much is crumbling at this time. Will he successfully leave the country? I'm getting a pull lately that that's what he's thinking. It's his hope with the star card. It's absolutely what his hope is pinned onto. And we've got the hope again of foreign shores. Wow, the Three of Wands. That always, to me, denotes some kind of foreign influence in my political readings. The actual meaning is ships coming in. But look what we've got at the foundation, the Tower card. Ooh, and we have the Page of Cups, again in the past. And we have the Queen of Cups in the sky. So the Queen of Cups is something being revealed. Something that, it's a Cancerian energy, it's emotion. He knows only too well that things can switch, and we have the Judgment card in the near future. That is like an inevitability that this tower will occur for him. But it's also, I'm going to probably go all the way. He is concerned with the Chariot, things coming forward very, very quickly, getting out of control. He does have to make that decision. So right now I can say that's what he's thinking about. He's thinking of leaving. The King of Wands. Okay, so that's the courts. Fears the court, any kind of court. Okay, this is the unsealing of the affidavit. And we have here the Knight of Cups, trying to do a deal, and the Hermit, introspection, isolation. Yeah, so I don't think he's, oh yeah, okay, the Fool card, a new start. I don't think he's going to be successful in leaving the country. He's really thinking deeply about it. I feel he does a deal behind closed doors, and I'm not sure what that deal is. We have the Two of Cups. Is that the Two of Cups? Yes, the Two of Cups. No, that's not the Two of Cups. What is that? I haven't used this deck for ages. Is that the Temperance card? The Temperance card, moderation, deep anxiety and having to defend himself, is loss of money as well. So he's looking for a way to even up the scales. I just don't get the feeling that he leaves the country, although he wants to. I feel there's more a plea deal. I mean, I don't know that you can put the ex-president in a normal facility, just a common jail. It would be a national security risk. However, there is some kind of deal, I think, that might be worked out ultimately behind closed doors. It will involve a sentence, okay? So don't think he's going to get off that. All right, so things are pretty desperate for Trump. Very desperate at this time. Let's go to one more unsavory character in this whole narration. We'll go to Guiliani, and just quick pulls on Guiliani and Graham. Let's give these cards another shuffle. First to Guiliani, he's a target. Now, the other possibility is Georgia might announce that Trump's a target this week. Something big is going to occur where it's brought out into the open, either an indictment, an announcement he's the target. He doesn't want that affidavit unsealed. He really does not want that. he is thinking of leaving the country. He doesn't, I don't think, get away. And his lawyers and the Department of Justice are talking about potential ways to move forward where he perhaps accepts some sort of guilt. Can't imagine him doing that, I know. But anyway, that's ultimately where it's going to head. And some kind of house arrest. I just don't see him, have never seen him in a common prison, unfortunately, though I do feel he will be sentenced. Okay, so let's definitely some talk about he's offering them something. Now, remember there were rumours that he was an informant in the past. We always wondered how he escaped justice. Interesting. Trump thinking of turning to become an informant. Okay, so on who? Well, that would be interesting. All right, now to Giuliani. He's a target. Will Giuliani be convicted? Giuliani be convicted? Yes, to those that are wondering, Trump will be convicted eventually. Will Giuliani be convicted? Ooh, the devil, who is chained to. Wow, man, that's a toxic card there. That's greed. Why has Giuliani, this is for entertainment purposes only, why has Giuliani done what he's done? It's around greed. And he too needs to make a decision. They're all thinking of cooperating. So we have the star card. His get out of jail free card is to rat out on Trump, and that Trump knows that. Oh yeah, he may have already done so. They've got a lot of evidence on Giuliani, a lot. Now we have here the temperance card. So this is around moderation and healing, balancing the scales. The 5 of Swords, abuse of power. Oh my God. He's really, really worried about what they've got on him. And we have here the Queen of Wands. This is the district attorney, the Fulton County District Attorney. He's actually really worried about this investigation. So we have here the Queen of Cups. There is a woman also. It's like one domino falls, then the next, and then the next, and the next. Generalis, there's some kind of woman that he fears talking here. Sydney Powell, the Kraken lady. And we've got the 3 of Swords. Heartbreak, loss, grief, and betrayal. The future is looking grim. Endings and beginnings, the World card. And we've got the King of Cups. So this was concerning Fulton County DA's investigation, but I'm also seeing Merrick Garland here. So he'll not only be indicted in Georgia, but he'll also face a federal investigation indictment as well. He fears what Merrick Garland's got. He fears the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords being the truth. And we have here truth and clarity. We have here the Page of Wands. The truth, that's information coming out, some kind of something we hear that allows us to move forward. And the 5 of Cups, of course, is loss, despair. He's shut out here. And we've got the Lovers card. So the Lovers card is my card for those that have relationships with Trump. So literally, it's sort of like a given. Giuliani also has heart trouble as well. Okay, so you could find he has a heart attack or something like that. Don't wish ill health on Giuliani, but his only option is to flip on Trump. And I think Trump knows that. There is also, I think the federal government could have the DOJ could already be talking with Giuliani. That's what, it's not just Georgia I'm seeing here. I'm seeing the stealth-like quality of Garland in that spread as well. So, yeah, it's the tower, complete and utter ruination that they brought on onto themselves. And in Trump's case, there's karma coming. Giuliani, greed, purely and utterly greed. That's why he's done what he's done. Okay, so let's take one last look. Oh gosh, it's 35 minutes at Lindsey Graham, but there's a lot in this reading. So let's take a look at Lindsey Graham. So far, he's just refused to show up to the grand jury investigation. He's taken it through the courts. The latest appellate judge has said no, he doesn't. So then it goes to the higher judge. So let's see how ultimately this turns out for Lindsey Graham. Will Lindsey Graham be made to testify? Lindsey Graham be made to testify? I think it goes all the way to the High Court. Will Lindsey Graham be made to testify in the Georgia investigation? The Ace of Swords, which is an absolute, all the aces are yes cards. Now, this isn't a tarot lesson, but the Ace of Swords talks about the truth. The truth. That's a yes card. We have the Two of Pentacles. That's trying to manipulate the truth, but it's also a decision that needs to be made. We have the Ten of Cups here. That is my card for the voter. Families concerned about loss of democracy. He could even, I know this is a really big leap. I don't know that he's up for a re-election, is he? I don't know that he would lose his Senate ticket, but there's something around the voter here. Now we have here the, what is this? Gosh. Oh, justice. Sorry. Oh, when you pull out a deck you haven't read with it from in 2 years. Okay, the justice card is in the back here. He knows. So he's suspending it. That's what's in the sky. It's potentially suspended, that he may not have to appear. He does have this huge decision. Do I keep going with this or do I just testify? He's defending himself and standing his ground at the moment. He knows what's lost. He knows the battle is lost, but there is a cup here that he's trying to gain. There is something, an advantage he's trying to win. We have here the High Priestess. He fears the secrets that could be revealed. Oh, I love the High Priestess. And here's the Tower card. So he is going to have to ultimately front up. No court will allow him to dodge this. And he has the Tower card in his outcome. And it's a big strength card. It's a big downfall. And we've got temperance, moderation. So the cards tell us where the journey is leading us, and this is moderation. Yes, the majority are concerned about their democracy. Who is he in debt to? Giving help. He is totally anxious about having helped Trump. But why did he do that? What did Trump have on Graham? Well, we won't go there. This is for entertainment purposes only. Suffice to say, Lindsey Graham cannot escape with his portrayal of high-mindedness, cannot escape his fate now. He has the tower there. All right, that's it for the moment. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll be back with another reading again soon. Interesting around Putin in his future. He is going to be surrounded basically in much the same way that Caesar was surrounded by his enemies, and they're just getting closer and closer. So if I can look at that 6-month reading for Ukraine and Russia, I'll link it in the description box below. In the meantime, have a great one. Bye for now.